Hey, welcome to another live mini training. Today we're talking about how you can use chunking if you are in a long form live training or video. For those of you new around here, my name is Renee Coster. I'm a learning experience designer and strategist, and I help women turn their big ideas into engaging, impactful courses and learning experiences. So, quick reminder, it is totally okay to have long content, but there are things that we can do to make it easier for our audience and learners to be able to digest all of the information we're sharing for them. So our goal is to help our learners stay with you, even when we can't break it down into those 10-minute chunks that I love to talk about. So why is this important? Because long videos and longer workshops can often overwhelm people, and quite honestly, our attention spans, I think, are getting shorter and shorter. So sometimes, we have to find ways of re-engaging our audience, right? We don't want them to fade off. We want them to stay engaged so they can take action. So this is help. And remember, it's okay to have the long form. And if you have something already, we don't need to start from scratch, right? We don't want to have to do that. This training is all about helping you and your learners succeed with what you already have. So I'm going to give you a quick sort of coach level ninja move bonus tip, and that is use a listening guide. This isn't going to be practical or applicable if you have a live training. You could always provide it afterwards if you share the replay. But this is great if you have a 20, 30, 40, 90-minute video or training, talk, whatever that you're sharing. This is going to keep your learner engaged and focused. And here's what you're going to do with it. You're going to create a one-page worksheet. Just one, maybe front and back, but again, we don't want to overwhelm you or your learners. And on that worksheet, you are going to have any action steps that you want them to take throughout the training. So let's use this scenario. Say you are doing a half-hour talk that you want your audience to take action from. You can build in mini actions throughout those 30 minutes at roughly 10 minutes apart, and you're going to put those action steps on your worksheet. And along with those action steps, you're going to put the timestamp of when you mention that action step. What that's going to do is, say they're watching the replay and they get distracted but forget to hit pause, or they pause it and then their browser gets closed and they have to reopen it from the beginning. So if they have that timestamp, they are going to be able to find where they left off, or roughly where they left off, much easier, right? It's going to take them less time to find where they fell off track. So they're going to be more likely to go back and finish because it's going to be easier for them to find where they fell off the video. It's also going to allow them to go back and rewatch. Say they get really stuck on that second milestone you were sharing, they don't have to go all the way back to the beginning. They can say, oh, well, milestone 1 action step was at this timestamp. I can go there, and she's going to pick up on, the second milestone, and that's what I need to review. And then it turns your video into not just content to share, but a usable tool. So let me take a step back. What is chunking? Chunking is basically just the art/science, the magic of building in mental breaks into long content. Now, my favorite one to do is, whenever possible, break those videos up into 10, 15-minute pieces. This one might go a little long because it's a topic that I love, so I might get a little, I might ramble a bit, but in general, that's why I like to keep these trainings to about 10 minutes. And there's different ways that you can provide chunking. Again, those 10-minute videos, that listening guide, it breaks that down right for you. You can use verbal prompts like, okay, let's take a breath here. Like, actually build in a pause into your talk, so everyone can take a breath, including you, and come back to the content. You can add in a different auditory cue. My child and dog are providing excellent examples of this. We're adding in a different layer. Normally, I would suggest, some soft music in the background, perhaps. You can use visual cues like changing your slides, changing icons. Use pausing and reflecting. Give them journal prompts, right? Mention those action steps that you're going to use from the listening guide. Use different ways to, other auditory ways of re-engaging are to add in a new hook. Re-excite them about the information. Stories are a great way to re-engage the audience because it gives them an example to think about, and it gives them a reason to want to listen, right? You can also simply use recapping language. We just covered XYZ. Now we're going to move on to such and such. Invite some light interaction. Write this down. Try this step. In the past, I've actually said, pause this video and go do ABC. So those are some simple ways that you can weave into your trainings, your live videos, your talks, to chunk it down and make it easier for your audience to absorb and apply the information and go make those transformations. So you don't need to throw out all that amazing content you have. Just work on the framing of it. And speaking of framing, if you want some feedback on this or learn different ways to engage your audience, I am hosting another 5-day Your Course Framework Challenge, and I'm going to drop the link below. Sign up. The last round was amazing. And in the meantime, happy designing. Bye.